A lot of people ask me, how do doctors get into real estate? And this is a great question because, yes, as you can see, I'm at the hospital again. Physicians are usually very busy and have complex schedules. So it's very difficult for them to start a side project or a side business like real estate. But you'll see that a lot of physicians are interested in real estate. And if a physician is invested in anything outside of the stock market, it's probably some form of real estate. So, what kind of real estate are physicians investing in? So, first is single family homes. Most people are familiar with single family homes because they've either rented or owned a home. And the simplest way to become an investor is to simply move out of your current home and put that up for rent. And there you have an investment property. So you can repeat this process as many times as you want and develop a portfolio of single family homes. And this method of investing in real estate essentially ensures that you have full control over the asset and its operations and management and when to refinance or sell that property. Now, the other type of real estate that a lot of physicians invest in is commercial real estate. And now there are a lot of different kinds of commercial real estate. There is multifamily, there is land development, there's retail space, self-storage. There can be a lot of different types of commercial real estate. And if you have the means or you have partners that you can collectively pull your capital and buy a property, you could theoretically buy a nice size multifamily or other commercial property. And commercial property comes in all sizes. You could start with simple fourplex or maybe go up to 8 to 10 units, and you might still be able to own that as an individual. However, if you want to get into larger projects, you will probably have to do a joint venture, like a partnership or a syndication. And syndications are usually used for multi-million-dollar projects because it's usually very difficult for any one individual or a small group to purchase a large commercial property. And even if someone were to have the $20 million to purchase that commercial property, they probably shouldn't put all $20 million in that one project. And that is why people create syndications. And syndications are essentially a partnership. They're a partnership between general and limited partners. The general partner can be one person or several people or a company, and that partner would be in control of the whole deal. They are the ones that will actually go and look for the property. They'll decide on the financing, and they'll decide how much to pay for the property, what improvements to make, how to finance that property, and ultimately when and how to sell the property. And then the other half of the syndication is the limited partner. The limited partner is a passive investor. They are putting in money or equity into the deal, but they have no control. They will not make any decisions on when and how to buy the property or what improvements to make. It's a passive investment that also limits your liability, meaning if you invest $50,000 in a syndication, that's all the money you can lose. You don't have any further financial or legal liability. So it's a nice passive investment. However, you also have no control. So if you're someone who really likes to be involved and in control of your money and how it's being managed, then a syndication is probably not a good fit. So my personal story, I did try to get into single family homes first, and I looked back in 2021 when prices were sky high. I tried to acquire homes, and I realized that the hardest part of investing in single family homes was finding them. And I got rejected. My offers got rejected, and thank goodness they did, because that would have been a lot of liability to take on. Prices did drop after that, and I would have been underwater. So I'm kind of glad I didn't get those homes. I joined a mentorship program to learn how to invest in real estate. First, I joined a mentorship program that taught how to acquire and operate small multifamily, like 8 to 10 units, or up to $1 million value property. And I thought this would be great because the ability to scale in multifamily was pretty obvious. Why buy one unit, which is a single family home, instead of 10 units? I could buy 10 units and have 10 tenants. So it made complete sense. So I got into that mentorship program, and then I realized again, the same problem is finding the property. That is the That's the crux. That is the bottom line. Finding the property at the right price is going to be the beginning and end of all real estate. And the way this mentorship, and a lot of mentorships probably teach this the same way, is that you've got to find a distressed seller or a distressed property. And the way you do that is you find large lists of potential sellers. And there are multiple ways to do this, where you can filter these property lists by the location, the size, the length of ownership. All of these things can contribute to your understanding of whether this is a property that whether this is a seller that would likely sell the property to you at a discount. So you get these lists, and then you send letters, multiple letters, to these sellers in hopes that they will accept your offer, or at least talk to you and start the process of selling the property to you. So I did do this. I sent out several hundred letters, and I got some responses. Some laughed at me because I had no experience, and they figured I wasn't going to close the deal, and rightfully so. But as I got involved, as I started getting the phone calls back, and these sellers would explain to me what they had, and I went through the process of getting their rent roll and other documents I needed, I realized this was a huge undertaking as well. Because even though I had a mentor and I had help in underwriting, I realized I'd have to go out and see this property. I would have to do inspections. There's financial audits. There are lease audits. I would have to find the proper experts to do these audits and inspections, and then trust the results, so much so that I can go to a bank and obtain a very large loan and guarantee the loan myself. So as this started, crystallizing in my mind, I realized, no. I don't want to do this. I don't want to own a large property like that and be responsible for all that information and all that due diligence, and then be responsible for the mortgage. So during this time, as I was doing my networking and learning more, I came across another mentorship program that taught the single family model in a more thorough fashion. And they would teach you how to get a distressed single family home. So how do they find a single family home that is worth fixing and flipping to make a profit? You have to find the property that is distressed and the seller that is distressed. And you have to buy this property at a discount, at a significant discount, to make it worthwhile. And this is the hardest part. You can buy lots of houses, but if they are not at a significant discount, you can't make a profit, usually at 70% discount. If that property normally, when in good shape, is worth $100,000, you've got to purchase it at $70,000. So how do you get an owner to sell you a property at 70%? Well, they have to be in distress. So how do you find that? So either they are in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure, or they're on probate, or they're getting a divorce. So these things are reported to the county. And the method is you can build these lists from scratch by going to the county website and finding these properties that way, or there are several services out there that actually harvest all this information from the county websites and compile a list for you, and you can pay these services for those lists. And then you take these lists and again mail letters to all these property owners, or you go door knocking, go to their house and knock on their door and try to work with them and encourage them to sell you their home. So obviously very time consuming, a lot of legwork. Even if you're just doing the letters or postcards, you're still putting in a lot of time and energy to get that one property. You've got to invest money to do the rehab and all your time and the several months of holding that property. So as you can see, this is why I kind of steered away from this whole model, the single family or acquiring small multifamily, because as a single person, who is working full time to go and first of all find these properties. That is the largest time commitment. And then the due diligence on those properties. Even if it's a single family home, you've still got inspections. You've got to check their tax records. You've got to estimate the cost for repairs. There's all these things that have to be done to ensure that you're actually getting a good deal. Because if you get any of those things wrong, if you buy that property at too high a price, or you underestimate the cost of repairs or anything else, you're going to lose money. And so that is why I kind of stayed away from all that, and I got into syndications. Because for me, being full-time working, and then I'm working alone, I don't have a partner, someone else that can help me do the due diligence or manage the property. I didn't feel like I could take that on. I had known about syndications before, but I hadn't really thought about investing in them. And then through these networks, I met people who were trying to acquire larger multifamilies, so they were creating syndications, and I got involved in that. And I felt like it was a good fit. I really felt like, for me personally, I don't need a lot of control on day-to-day operations. I was satisfied to know that I was working with good quality people who knew what they were doing. And that, to me, turned out to be the best model. And it's not for everyone. Like I said, if you really want that, hands-on feeling where you get to decide how everything is done, then syndication would not be a good fit. These projects are usually fairly long-term, right? They're going to be minimum 3 to 5 years, and maybe even longer depending on the market and depending on the project. If it's a very large project or ground-up development, obviously those take much longer than a single-family fix and flip. So you have to be comfortable with the timeline and the lack of control if you're going to be in a syndication. But those are the couple of ways that doctors get involved in real estate. They're either going to be doing single family homes, maybe multifamily, and then likely syndications, because it's a nice passive investment that they can do while they work. And that turned out to be the best thing for me. If you're interested in learning more about commercial real estate syndications, you can download my free ebook or book a call with me or message me anytime. I talk to a lot of physicians all over the country, and my goal is to really just share my experience. And I think all investments can be good. Single family is great, commercial is great, oil and gas is great. Every type of investment or every type of asset has a specific utility or value, and depending on your financial situation and what your financial goals are, you would choose different ones. And so I don't think there's really a right or wrong answer. I think you've just got to decide for yourself based on your personality and what you're looking for. I hope that was helpful. If you'd like to learn more, check out our website at thedoctorinvestor.com and download the free ebook if you want more information. So thanks for listening. See you next time.